Good morning, schools of Australia. I'm Farmer Catherine from Velisha Farms. Welcome to episode 2 of Veg TV. Today, we are talking about the diamond of all vegetables, the white gem, cauliflower. Now, cauliflower and broccoli, we like to call brother and sister because they very much grow the same, they look the same, and they're the healthiest for you. I hope you enjoyed getting outside in the cauliflowers with us while you're locked in, and for us to learn a little bit more about why we call this the diamond of the vegetables. Good morning, everyone. Farmer Catherine from Velisha Farms. Here I am in a beautiful cauliflower paddock with the diamond of the crown. Last week we talked about the king of the veg, which was broccoli. Well, episode 2 looks at this beautiful diamond. Broccoli and collie I like to call brother and sister. And the reason that they're so similar, they're similar in how they're grown, they're similar in how they're harvested, they're similar in also their health properties and how we cook them and eat them. They are brother and sister because they're from the same family, brassicas. Now, brassicas are some of the healthiest vegetables there are out there. And luckily for us, they've become so popular again. They went out of fashion there for a little while, where things that were maybe like a green bean and things maybe a little bit easier or perceived easier to cook took the mantle. But rightfully so, broccoli and collies are back in number 1 and 2 place. So what makes a beautiful collie, and you can see the one I have here is really quite beautiful. It's, you know, you're looking for something that's the curds are very tight. That means it's grown at the right rate. It's been fed enough. So it hasn't been rushed or stressed. It hasn't been rushed or stressed. And that gives it the most nutrients, and it also makes it look as pretty as possible. So we've got a beautiful white cauliflower here. Now, it's so white because the growing conditions have been perfect. But sometimes you see a little bit of yellow on a cauliflower, and that doesn't mean anything. It's just really from the sun. So in summer, when you're at the pool or out at the beach, what we actually do, because we love our cauliflower so much, and we love you, and we know you prefer white ones, is we come along here and we break the leaves on the collies to make sure they have little sun hats so they keep as white as possible. Now, like I said, the colour really doesn't have a great bearing on it, and it's more about visual appearance. But a beautiful white collie is a thing of beauty, so we do try our best to make sure we get that to you on store. So you can see today, it's very cold today. Cauliflowers are a bit of a winter crop, so they do like the cold mainly, even though really Werribee South comes into its own in summer because we're able to grow broccoli and collies. So during winter, Queensland grow quite a few broccolis and collies. We still grow many from Werribee South, but we're a little bit in competition. But during summer, there's pretty much nowhere else other than Victoria who can grow it because it's just too hot. So definitely in summer, when you're out there enjoying yourself on the beach, in the pool, we're out here making sure that your Victorian cauliflowers, which you're feeding Australia, are as beautiful as can be. So collies and brock, as I said, are grown very similar. They're also harvested very similar. So you only get one cut out of each plant. So you need to make sure when you're ready to cut that they're the right size and they're ready to go out. So there is a lot of art to farming, and there's a lot of painstaking of checking, knowing times. You know, it's not just about leaving them in the ground and going in. So full credit to everyone who's involved in the growing of vegetables. The perfect vegetables that you see on shelves take a lot of work, a lot of inputs, food, labour, all of those different things. Plus, there's a lot of waste that gets left behind, so you're left with what you want on shelf. So, you know, the best things I like to do with cauliflower is have cauliflower rice. It's a really easy way to get a lot of vegetables in because you're using a vegetable as your base of your whole meal. So by the time you eat a cauliflower rice meal, you've really consumed a lot of vegetables. And not that vegetables are hard to eat, but they are beautiful. But sometimes I know, even myself, really trying to eat the right amount of vegetables takes a bit of planning, a bit of time. So if you can find ways like that to add a lot of veg into your diet, it's really fantastic for your health. And it also makes things quite cheap because vegetables really are very cheap most of the time. There are little spikes and troughs, and that all has to do with supply and demand. But and that just has to do with different growing times. So, for example, sometimes we all plant collies at a very similar time here in Werribee South. So that means they all kind of come in and they come out at the same way, kind of like waves in a beach. So sometimes when the price is up really high, it's because the wave hasn't come in and there's lots of cauliflowers still sitting here they're just not the right size to have them on the shelf to use. So that's usually what happens with price fluctuations and things like that. So thank you for joining me for episode 2 out here in this collie field. It's been a little bit cold, so lucky for you, you've been tucked up warm inside. But we do love coming out here, particularly while we are in lockdown, because we think it's so important to bring a little bit of outside while you're locked in. So just remember, these episodes will be coming every week on a Thursday or a Friday. We'll be bringing you a different veg, just because we love it so much, really. And we really want to get you guys out and about and a little bit of a respite from what has been a really long lockdown. And we think there's nothing more important than learning how your food is produced, but also falling in love with it as much as we love it, producing it, talking about it, giving you different ideas on how to cook and eat it. It really is our passion. We also do excursions on field and in farm. Obviously lockdown has gotten in the way of that, but from November, we're hoping to restart again. But we will be running in 2022. So if you want to be out here in the field with me and learning more in our living classroom at our packing facility, then please book a class in, get your teachers to, ask your parents, or if you're a teacher watching at home. We don't think there's anything more important than learning about vegetables, how they're produced, why they're produced, learning about us and the people that do it, and maybe getting you excited enough to come one day and come and work with us out in the field or in our packing facility, or doing so many other jobs that are also available, which we talk about in different episodes. So what we love and why we're doing these television shows is to teach you about food and where it comes from, teach you about the food that we love, but also teach you about all the exciting opportunities that revolve around growing these food, all the different exciting jobs, all the different ways that you can interact with people. Horticulture is one of the most fabulous industries with so many different opportunities. And the reason we're doing these shows and these excursions is because we want you to hear that and see that for yourself. A lot of times there's a lot of things that I hear in the media that don't really reflect the industry that I have grown up in and live in now and love so much with all of my peers and colleagues. So the reason we're doing all of this is because we want to show you the right side of horticulture, which is the bright side of horticulture. So it's by us and it's for us, and it's to show you how much we love this, and we do the whole entirety just for the love of veg. So I hope you enjoyed that, and you'll think about cauliflowers next time you're out in the sun, and you'll put your hat on like we do for them. As I mentioned out in the paddock, we're running school excursions here. Now, the reason we're doing a bit of Veg TV for you guys is to give you a taste and a touch why you're locked in. But once we're free, Dan approved, then you guys can come and do excursions here with us in the facility, on the farms, and we can talk and touch the vegetables together. So please go to vegeducation.com and book yourself a spot for November onwards for 2021 or for places in 2022. So we've put together a little video to explain a little bit more about the process of how cauliflowers, the diamond, the white gem grows. So we'll see how a little seed turns into a plant, that plant gets planted, and with a little bit of nature and a lot of hard work, we get one of those beautiful white cauliflowers.
If you could choose one vegetable to serve a king, what would it be? The extravagant French king, Louis XIV, demanded that cauliflower be served at all royal feasts. The story goes that it had something to do with a girlfriend that liked cauliflower, but maybe he knew that this common member of the cabbage family has a positively royal pedigree when it comes to health. 1 cup of cauliflower has more vitamin C than an orange. It's high in fibre, which helps digestion, and it's packed with cancer-fighting antioxidants. When we eat cauliflower, we're actually eating a flower. In fact, we're eating hundreds of immature flowers bonded together into little clumps called curds. China and India grow the most cauliflower, but in Australia, it's Victoria, growing 44% of all Australian cauliflowers. So, how does it grow? We're here at Velisha Farms to explore how cauliflower is grown, picked, packed, and distributed for you to buy. Velisha Farms moves 1.5 million heads of cauliflower every single year. The seeds are raised in a nursery. The seedlings are prepared and taken to the farm. Next, the field is prepared. Seedlings are planted using special tractors and machinery. Crops are watered regularly, with over 70% of all farms in the Werribee South area now using Class A recycled water. Nitrogen is a key to plant growth. It's a main ingredient in chlorophyll, the substance that plants make to convert sunlight to energy. As the cauliflower grows, the large leaves cover and protect the head. If the head is exposed to too much sunlight, it could turn yellow. It still tastes the same, but people will not buy it. What's thrown away for cosmetic reasons could probably end world hunger. When the cauliflower head is fully developed, but before the curd becomes loose, it's time to harvest. Cauliflowers are hand cut and trimmed in the field, sorted and packed for processing. Before being shipped, it's cooled down to preserve its freshness. If the cauliflower is picked too late, the curds begin to fall apart within just 2 days. Velisha Farms inspects and trims all cauliflower heads to the exact specifications of the supermarkets, packs them into crates and ships them off for distribution. All of this can take just 3 to 4 days, from growing in the farm to on a supermarket shelf, ready for you to take home and enjoy. Cauliflower is delicious cut up and roasted in the oven on high heat. The natural sugars caramelise and it gets tender and sweet. Please do not boil it, it will turn to mush, and that is no way to treat a vegetable fit for a king.
So now you've all seen how a little seed turns into a cauliflower and gets to the supermarket. We're going to show how that cauliflower will get to your stomach with a fabulous recipe from my mate, Mike Reed.
Today, I'm in Werribee South. Look at me. I'm surrounded by amazing lettuce and broccoli and some of the most incredible produce here in Victoria.
Here are some of our beautiful cauliflowers.
Look at those.
What are you going to do with these for us?
Oh, you know what? No idea. No, I've got a really nice simple dish for you. I'm gonna do like a cauliflower steak with a purple cauliflower puree and like a gorgeous little hummus to go with it. So I'm gonna keep it nice and vegetarian. What I'm gonna start off with first is I'm gonna make a very quick pickle. Okay? And to make a pickle, you basically do equal quantities of sugar, vinegar, and then double the quantity of water. Now, when you cook your steak, you want to look at it and go, which is the nicest side, okay? Is it there or is it there? For me, it's this side. So that's the side that you want to make sure hits your pan first, okay? Because that will get the nice color in it, really nice, beautiful caramelization.
And then that'll sit up on top of the plate.
Exactly. Because it's a big steak, you don't want it too hot when it goes in, hot enough, but not too hot that it burns before it cooks, because I want to cook it all the way through, just like this. Now, to plate.
Yep.
You can do your own version. I like to make it look a little bit more chefy. So I'm gonna go with the purple puree first. This is such a beautiful, smooth, clean, delicious puree.
That looks really fancy, Mike.
Every now and again, you've got to indulge yourself, you know? And then the same, you then add in your pickled cauliflower.
Yep.
It's all about colour for me. You eat with your eyes so much.
Yeah, definitely. And the brown on the cauliflower, that's just amazing. And now what are you going to do with the hummus?
The hummus, I'm just going to go straight there.
Oh,
So that
wow.
when you're
That's
eating
delicious.
it, you just spread it out and you get a little bit of bite of that hummus with each bit. Then we're going to go to cauliflower leaves on top.
Oh, let's not forget the leaves.
Nah, use every part, guys. There you have it. My cauliflower steak, purple cauliflower puree, hummus, and pickled cauliflower.
That's so beautiful, Mike. Can't wait to eat it. So we've come to the end of episode 2 of Veg TV. I hope you've learned a little bit about how cauliflowers grow, about how much we love the white diamond, and hopefully you go home and buy and then cook some vegetables, particularly cauliflower, after learning about them today. So if you've enjoyed these episodes, please subscribe to our channel because there'll be plenty more to come about plenty of different vegetables, and hopefully we keep bringing some new, fresh and exciting ways for you to learn how they grow and how to eat them. So before we go, I just want to tell everyone and remind everyone again that we have school visits here. Hopefully we can start them again in November 2021, but we will definitely be doing more in 2022. So please go to vegeducation.com and book yourself and your school a place, because we'd love to see you face to face to have some more fun and learn more about veg. And the reason why we do it is just for the love of veg.